An actor from Top Gun Maverick and Jumanji stabbed to death. His body found outside a home. Police say his girlfriend's son called 911, flagging down first responders. What he allegedly told them when they arrived. Trevor Ault in Los Angeles with late details coming in. Tonight, hours after President Trump celebrates a better-than-expected jobs report, the stock market suffers its worst day of the year. What's behind this sudden drop? And tonight, the president signaling a shakeup in national intelligence. Mary Bruce at the White House. The alarming situation on board the International Space Station. Why NASA ordered the astronauts to take shelter. The closely watched Senate race that could decide control of the Senate. Growing questions tonight about Maine Democratic candidate Graham Plattner after several women have come forward with disturbing allegations. The husband and father sentenced for killing his wife and another man he lured to their home in a plot to run off with the family's au pair. The judge calling him evil. Newly released body camera video showing a driverless taxi interfering with first responders racing to a massive and deadly explosion. The case making national headlines. Aaron Katersky sits down with Karen Reed, her explosive new lawsuit against police after being found not guilty of killing her boyfriend. Bombshell text messages between officers and what they reveal. Tracking severe storms across multiple states, 65 million people under alert. Extreme heat in the Northeast, temperatures well into the 90s. Dramatic video showing a retired Marine and his family fighting off a group of allegedly armed robbers. After 105 years, are the Chicago Bears about to blow out of the Windy City? A real bear making a stunning escape, why officials called it extremely intelligent.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, I'm Wade Johnson, and for David, we begin tonight with breaking news, the horrific killing of a beloved veteran actor in Los Angeles. Authorities describing a bloody scene. 81-year-old James Handy found stabbed to death outside a home. Police say his girlfriend's son called 911, flagging down first responders, telling them he was the person they were looking for. James Handy appearing in dozens of movies and TV shows, his last role in Top Gun Maverick. What authorities are saying about the suspect and the decision made late today. ABC's Trevor Ault leads us off from Los Angeles.
Tonight, disturbing details emerging in the fatal stabbing of a veteran actor and the bizarre alleged confession from the suspect. Los Angeles police say 81-year-old James Handy was stabbed to death Wednesday morning by his girlfriend's 44-year-old son. Officers say they found Handy unresponsive in his front yard with a stab wound to the chest, bloody clothes strewn across the sidewalk, and Handy was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Authorities have now charged Michael Gledhill with murder, saying after the stabbing, he called 911 and told them, quote, "I am the Son of Man. I just killed the man of sin." And he then flagged down first responders near the scene, telling them he was the one they were looking for.
You need to check yourself in somewhere.
James Handy's career spanned decades.
Hey, man.
He most recently appeared with Tom Cruise in Top Gun Maverick, one of more than 100 TV and movie credits to his name.
And with this suspect's bail had been set at $2 million, we've just learned he's now being held for a psychiatric evaluation. He's due in court later this month.
All right, Trevor Ault for us tonight. We move on now to the U.S. economy and the stock market suffering one of its worst days of the year. The Dow dropping 695 points today. The NASDAQ taking the biggest hit, losing 1,121 points. The S&P 500 down 200. There's also good news for the economy. A new report shows the U.S. added 172,000 jobs last month, more than double the number predicted. And tonight, President Trump on another key issue, signaling a shakeup in national intelligence. Mary Bruce at the White House.
Tonight in Wisconsin, President Trump reveling in those strong new jobs numbers.
They smashed all expectations.
But on Air Force One, reporters pressing him about something else. His new pick for acting director of national intelligence, Bill Pulte, a Trump loyalist with no experience in intelligence or national security.
Bill Pulte is very good. He's very talented.
Trump says he wants Pulte to slash staff at the agency.
I wouldn't mind. I've heard that's way too high for way too long.
He tells the Wall Street Journal that as acting director, Pulte is less shackled, saying that sort of gives you more power, you know, for a somewhat limited period of time. Adding he can do a lot of the hard work, and we wouldn't have to saddle somebody that goes in. And Whit, Trump has made it clear that Bill Pulte is not his permanent pick for the job. He says he has 5 people in mind. The question now, when does the president make that announcement public? How long will it take his nominee to be confirmed? And what does Bill Pulte do at the agency in the meantime? Whit?
All right, Mary Bruce, our thanks to you. Next tonight, the alarming situation on board the International Space Station. NASA ordering the astronauts to take shelter in the Crew Dragon spacecraft because of an air leak. Operations on board the ISS have now resumed. The leak was in a rarely used part of the space station. Turning now to the closely watched Senate race that could decide control of the Senate. Growing questions about Maine Democratic candidate Graham Plattner after reports of several women coming forward with disturbing allegations. Plattner now responding. ABC's Selena Wang reporting from Maine tonight.
Tonight, the Democratic candidate in one of the year's most closely watched Senate races battling a firestorm of controversy. Graham Plattner, an oyster farmer and former Marine, is running to unseat Maine Republican Susan Collins. But Plattner's past now coming back to haunt him. First a series of sexist Reddit posts, now deleted, then reports he exchanged sexual text messages with at least 6 women shortly after he was married in 2023. Plattner's wife, Amy, standing by him.
I want my marriage, and I want to be married to Graham.
Overnight, the New York Times reporting several of Plattner's ex-girlfriends described, quote, unsettling behavior. One claiming Plattner regularly grabbed her by the shoulders, sometimes hard enough to leave marks, and on one occasion, yanked her out of a cab by her wrist. She says during one argument, Plattner twisted her arm behind her back, shoved her into a bedroom, and held the door closed from the other side so she couldn't get out.
The allegations in the latest story are troubling, and I believe that Graham Plattner has a lot of questions to answer.
Plattner fiercely denies any violence, but admits to mistakes in his past. Speaking with ABC affiliate WMTW.
I'm very happy to talk about incredibly uncomfortable things in my life. But when things come along that are just made up or lies, I'm very much going to push back against those.
He was already facing questions about why he got a tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol on his chest while he was in the Marines some 18 years ago. Plattner insists he only recently became aware of the Nazi connection.
I got it covered up within days because I didn't want that on my body.
It all puts national Democrats in quite a bind. Winning Maine is crucial in their effort to retake the Senate. Senator Bernie Sanders standing by Plattner.
Look, I'm sure he's not a saint. And by the way, let's not forget, he has acknowledged, this guy served 4 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. He has acknowledged that he came back with PTSD.
But Senator Alyssa Slotkin exasperated.
I look forward to the day where I am not answering every single week a question about bad behavior by another dude. I'm looking forward to that day.
And Whit, Graham Plattner is not the Democratic nominee yet. The primary is on Tuesday, and Maine's Governor Janet Mills is still on the ballot. Now, she suspended her campaign back in April, but with all the scandals swirling around Plattner, she's making sure Democrats know that they can still vote for her if they want to, Whit.
All right, Selena Wang, thank you. We move on now to the husband and father sentenced to life without parole for killing his wife and another man he lured to their home in Virginia. Prosecutors say Brendan Banfield killed both victims as part of an elaborate plot while having an affair with the family's au pair. The judge calling him evil. Here's ABC's Matt Rivers.
Tonight, Judgment Day in a twisted double murder plot.
I sentence you to life in the penitentiary for the rest of your natural life.
Brendan Banfield convicted of killing his wife Christine and a stranger he lured to their home in order to frame him for the murder and stage it as a home invasion. Banfield posed as his wife online and catfished Joseph Ryan through a fetish website. When he arrived at the house, Banfield shot him and stabbed his own wife.
I was able to see him stabbing her.
The husband and father conspiring with the family's au pair so they could carry on an affair. Today, Christine's sister said she never truly knew Brendan.
I don't believe anyone did. Not family, not friends, and certainly not Christine. His testimony was the most self-serving display of narcissism I have ever witnessed.
The mother of Joseph Ryan, heartbroken.
I have felt the deepest loss I could ever experience.
But Banfield showing no remorse.
I'm greatly disappointed in the legal system.
The judge handing down life without parole.
The level of cruelty, calculation, and inhumanity in this case reflects something far deeper than anger or impulse. It reflects evil.
Whit, as a part of the plea deal, the au pair is serving 10 years for manslaughter. Whit.
Matt Rivers, we appreciate it. Next tonight, newly released body camera video showing a Waymo self-driving taxi interfering with first responders as they race to a massive and deadly natural gas explosion in Dallas. A police officer struggling to move the car and what Waymo is saying tonight. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, as this massive fire tore through a Dallas apartment complex, this new body camera video showing a Waymo, a driverless car, slowing first responders as they scramble to secure the scene.
Fully engulfed.
This deadly fire killing 3 people and injuring several others. Watch as this Dallas County constable pleads with support to move the vehicle.
This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
Okay, yes, you need to move this car ASAP, please.
Waymo reportedly unlocking the car, allowing the deputy to drive it out of the way.
Come on, man. Can you go?
The system seems to be having a minor issue.
This mishap just the latest in a series of wayward Waymo incidents.
And with tonight, Waymo saying that vehicle was in the process of completing a 3-point turn in order to leave the area. They add that they're working closely with Dallas law enforcement moving forward. Whit.
Okay, Morgan Norwood, thanks so much. Now to the case making national headlines 1 year after being found not guilty of murdering her Boston police officer boyfriend. Karen Reed is now filing a lawsuit accusing police of misconduct. The lawsuit alleging disturbing voice and text messages were sent between officers. Tonight, our chief investigative correspondent, Eric Tursky, sitting down with Karen Reed.
Tonight, nearly a year after she was acquitted of killing her boyfriend, Karen Reed is speaking out about her scathing new lawsuit against 2 Massachusetts police departments that she says framed her for murder.
I've always known that if I could free myself, that I would right the wrongs that have been done to me.
So this is now this is your crusade.
I think that's a good word for it.
Reed's lawsuit includes vile and racist messages she says are from the lead investigator, former State Trooper Michael Proctor, disparaging women, Asian Americans, Hispanics, Jews, and Black Americans.
Take your time. I saw was involved, so I wouldn't rush if you're working. Let them die.
Like literally shove a nightstick up his plant a bag of coke on him and just be like, you going in.
That person in their core cannot logically, objectively investigate someone. He is rotten and evil in his core.
A federal investigation into the handling of Reed's case ended with no charges, but her attorneys say they uncovered many more messages the feds never saw.
There are thousands, I mean tens of thousands of messages.
Vile and vulgar like these?
Yes.
His view of the world is as reflected in these text messages indicates that Karen Reed was a person that he didn't care about.
And I've learned something about the underbelly of these institutions that I feel I have to do something with. I have to make something good come of this.
With the Massachusetts State Police denounced the messages and fired the trooper. The trooper's lawyer accused Karen Reed of trying to distract from her own conduct the night her boyfriend died, and Reed is facing a lawsuit from her boyfriend's family for wrongful death. Whit.
All right, Aaron, thank you for that. Tonight, we're tracking severe storms across multiple states. 65 million people under alert. Extreme heat in the Northeast. Temperatures well into the 90s again tomorrow. Let's get right to ABC's senior meteorologist Lee Goldberg. Lee, that severe weather on the move.
We really haven't seen a lot of heat here in the Northeast, but now that we have it, we have a severe risk coming up on Saturday. Those storms tonight, they're in the Midwest. We have severe thunderstorms. We've already seen some damaging ones across parts of Minnesota. There's a severe thunderstorm watch from Minneapolis into Wisconsin. More storms late tonight from Nebraska into Illinois, damaging winds, hail, even an isolated tornado. That severe weather, that's going to reach the Great Lakes into the Northeast on Saturday. Let's time it for you. In the morning, that's when we see storms in the Ohio Valley into Pennsylvania and New York. I think the strong storms are going to approach the I-95 corridor as we go through late day, especially into the evening hours. Have your mobile alerts on. Damaging winds, hail, frequent lightning, all possible. Before that, it's another 90-degree day as the heat peaks along with some humidity. The front will break the heat. It'll last only into early next week, and then the heat is on again. Summer's definitely hitting its stride. Whit?
All right, Lee Goldberg, thanks so much. When we come back, dramatic video showing a Marine and his family fighting off a group of allegedly armed robbers. Details on the desperate search for a college student overseas 1 week after he was last seen. And the bear being called extremely intelligent, how it made its escape after being trapped inside a factory.
To find her efficiency again. Just the numbers that she's shooting are not typical of her career numbers.
She's been at her best this season when she's been able to get the ball on the move, not necessarily in positions where she has to think about it like that jumper that she just took and missed, but more of basket cuts, sub cuts, eye cuts, cutting. All the cuts.
You got all the cuts. You're such a coach. Sub cuts, side cuts. Felt like I was in a Forrest Gump movie or something.
And meanwhile, Diamond Miller just keeps scoring points.
Garlic shrimp, grilled shrimp. Uh-oh. Cloud goes down, turns it over. It's the third turnover here for the Sky.
And this has been an issue for Chicago the last 2 games. I mean, they are still one of the best in the league at taking care of the ball, but the last 2 games, they've been averaging about 19 turnovers a game, which will put them near the bottom.
And both of these teams have really kind of struggled offensively, right? Efficiency numbers, so you don't want to fall too far behind here early. It's going to be hard to kind of climb that mountain, that comeback mountain down the stretch. Cardoso wraps up Miller. Wow, what a play, and it's Sky basketball.
This is just a great job by Camila Cardoso of protecting the rim because she was like cooked. Rachel Banham was trying to ice that, keep Diamond Miller to a side, almost daring Diamond Miller to drive baseline. And you don't have to dare Diamond Miller to do anything. She's going to go if she sees daylight.
And that's a clean play in your mind?
It was 100% a clean play.
Taylor Poffenberger, latest pickup here for the Sky because of their injury. Sydney Taylor, spin moves galore. Can't find the bucket. Well, Taylor is a Chicago Sky player that has benefited possibly the most after the injury to Rakia Jackson. She averaged about 10 points per game when Jackson was playing. Her scoring average in the last few games has bumped up to about 15 points per game. In games without Rakia Jackson, she's the Sky's second leading scorer.
She's been a real spark off the bench and getting better defensively.
Inside 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Miller dancing in the lane for 2.
Right now, Chicago has no answer for Diamond Miller. She's scoring on all 3